Hello, Taurus. Elsie here to do your reading for the week ahead, friends. How are ya? I hope you're well. Thanks so much for clicking here. I appreciate you. Like if you're brand new and you've never been here before, there is a subscription button if you decide to stay. We have a really big Taurus tribe here. And so if you're wanting to stay, then please hit that button. Taurus, if you're here and you're the ride or die and you're always back, thanks so much for doing that. Got a couple of oracle decks here. We're going to throw down the oracles first, find out what the energy is for the week ahead, and then we're gonna top it up with some tarot. Always get the details, right? Oracles are for the overall energy, and the details come through the tarot. So let's find out what is going on here. Tell me about Taurus, please. Tell me about Taurus. We've got the Rainbow of Hope. I like that. It's card number 6. Tells me that the rainbow's here, Taurus, because you're out of some sort of hard cycle that you were in. So the 5s are the lack cycle, right? The 5 of Pentacles, 5 of Wands, Cups, and Swords, and this is a 6. So you're already over the hump here. The rainbow is here. Things are about to get better. You're starting to hope for things. And we've got good luck. Well, that is a good start, is it not? Right? We've got good luck. So for some of you, keep looking down. You might be finding coins. We do have 11 coins, of course, 11, but we do have card number 10, right? The card number 10 is telling me that you're into the new cycle, Taurus. I want to say there's a good luck here that is coming for you. Look, I don't believe in luck. I feel like the universe is way too organized for luck, but I do believe that things are organized in a way that they should be. And I feel like some good energy is coming your way, whether you call it luck or something else. So we do have phrases. It says motivation. Maybe you're a person who's a collector of motivational memes, possibly. I do that myself, actually. If you catch me over on Instagram, same name, 10 Cups Tarot, you will know that I am I'm always into the memes, putting up motivational phrases. So maybe that's you too. Maybe that's you as well, my friend. Let's find out what else is going on here. Tell me about Taurus. We're upside down. Tell me about Taurus. What else do we need to know? Tell me about Taurus. Got suffering and silence, and then we have wisdom. So this is very interesting because it looks like you're just over the hump here, Taurus, right? You're starting to see things. I think this is really interesting the way this is happening here because we see that there's on the fridge, right? We see that there is, we've got a 9, which indicates you're at the end of the cycle or coming through to a new cycle. We've got the rainbow here, right? And we've got the sun coming over the mountains. So I feel like in the distance, you're in 9s, right? We've got 9s and 9s. So you might be seeing 9s. And if you're not, just know that I want to say that you're in the end of a really tough cycle. If you've the person who has been in a hard cycle. And we do have wisdom. I feel like the reason that you were in the hard cycle, Taurus, is because you needed to learn lessons. Sometimes that's the way it goes. Actually, all the time, that's the way it goes. No matter what happens to us in our life, no matter what happens, good or bad, it's all for our learning. There's no other reason for us to be here than for us to learn from the things that we do. So I feel like all of this, whatever hard cycle you were in, Taurus, it might have been a cycle of emotional loss. Look, we have the 5 here, right? Emotional loss. I want to say that if there was something that you were suffering the loss of, whether, whatever that is, it could be money, it could be a person, it could be a relationship, different for all of you. But I feel like you are now in this place where you're going to see rainbows. Rainbows come after the storm, right? Biblically, they did, right? After the 40 days and 40 nights of rain. So I feel like if you were suffering in silence, that you're now going to be going into some sort of new cycle with a lot of information that you didn't have before. So whatever it was that went down in the hard cycle for you, I feel is something that really taught you something. Let's get to some tarot. Find out what else is going on for you, Taurus. Tell me about my bull gang, Taurus. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Taurus. Tell me about hope. All right, got the 6 of Cups here. 6 of Cups and hope. So it could be the hope of someone who might come back around for some of you. It could be the hope of moving into better days after a hard cycle could also be the Six of Cups. It could be like you've got nostalgic thoughts about what went on back there, which tells me that maybe for some of you it was bittersweet, that maybe you had to leave a person, a situation, a job back there that you didn't want to, but it's the only way that you could have more hope because you were suffering in silence. I don't think you're going to be suffering in silence anymore, not with the Ace of Swords present. I feel like you've decided that that's not something you're going to do to yourself anymore. If there's something going on in your life and someone says, hey, how are you? You're not going to say, oh, I'm great. You're going to say, it's been pretty tough. It's been a little bit tough, and I'm really glad to be here to see you, but tell you what, it's been a hard go of it. I feel like you're now going to be honest and truthful. And when people ask you, how are you doing or how have you been? I think you're just going to be honest. Well, I didn't hear from you for a few months. I was going through a lot of things, but you didn't pick up the phone. I think you're just going to be honest with people from here on forward. Tell me about this good luck here, please. Tell me about the good luck. Oh, interesting. So good luck is a perspective, is what it's saying. And I feel like it is true. Look, what would make someone else ecstatic, what would make them super happy is not necessarily something that would make another person happy. It is a perspective. It's a point of view, right? So I feel like you're trying to gain perspective. And as you enter this new cycle about what is going to make you happy, what's not going to make you happy, maybe you've become more aware, I'm going to say, because 11 is here. That's the master number, right? 1111. So maybe you're seeing ones. We do have 11 coins and then we have a 10, so that's 111, right? So maybe you're seeing ones, which would indicate to you that this is a new cycle or a brand new cycle that you've just entered here. I feel like at the gates, it feels like you enter the gates and then you pause. You pause for a moment, sort of looking around and wondering. It's almost like you see things differently now. Because when you have wisdom, you do see things differently than when you have no wisdom. And that happens sometimes as you grow, right? And the more that we grow, sometimes people go through things that they never get the lesson from. Let's be honest, right? Age does not with age does come wisdom sometimes. But I feel like for you it is. I feel like that you have you've realized and listened, and you have learned something here. Oh, I kind of love this. 2 5s just popped out of the hand, and I just let it because I don't like to give back the blessings, right? So the 5 of Cups is here with the 5 of Swords. So the wisdom of this is that everything changes. The good news is everything changes. 5 5 5. How cool is that? That's the good news. I think I think the lesson that you learned, that if you wait for a moment and you don't react, that everything changes. So there's no point in reacting or overreacting because everything changes. And so I feel like you've learned how to respond to things in this cycle rather than react to things, Taurus. Look, everybody says Taurus is the most patient sign, and that isn't always true, especially when you're in your younger years and you're not emotionally intelligent and you don't have that information or the wisdom about how to be emotionally intelligent. You have to grow into that patience. All right, tell me about the 6 of Cups and this hope. Somebody might be hoping for a soulmate or a very solid soul connection here. Tell me about the 6 of Cups. We have the Page of Wands. We have the Moon energy. And we have the Emperor in the reverse. Okay, so I'm going to say, I feel like someone is going to be calling you, someone that you used to know. Or that you still do know, but you don't speak with, I feel, because the moon energy is here. Look, I feel it's the Emperor in the reverse. So the Emperor in the reverse is a criteria, right? For me, when the Emperor is in the reverse, it's somebody whose kings are all in the reverse. They're not listening to their wisdom. So the Emperor in the reverse could be someone who is harsh with their words, someone who is a name caller. They could be someone who has no emotional intelligence, who melts down or throws things and gets angry. They could be someone who is not in control of their fire, which means that maybe they lash out or they act quickly or they take risks. So I feel like this Emperor who is in the upright, for me as a reader, in the upright, the Emperor is somebody who's sort of in control of themselves, stable and secure. This one is not. This one is insecure. So the Emperor, whoever that is for you, could be a father. I always see that first as a father. So it could be your father that you hear from after a period of not hearing anything from them. It could be somebody that you know, it could be an old boss, it could be somebody you dated before. I want to say that you're in the new cycle and you are seeing rainbows, but I want to say that this person is still in the old vibration. They're still in your old vibration, but I think they are somebody that you know, and someone who possibly might be contacting you, because the Page of Wands is here. This is someone possibly who has a spark for you, who has an affinity for you, right? They kind of like you. They're trying to come back around here. The moon energy tells me that things are not as they seem. So no matter what this Emperor says to you, I'm going to say maybe you shouldn't believe it, because it feels like you're in the new cycle and they've realized that you have moved away from the old vibration, and now they're trying to make way into your new vibration. But guess what? You're no longer suffering in silence. You're going to tell this person exactly what's up. That's what it feels like. You're going to handle it the way you're going to handle it, Taurus, and it's going to be different for all of you, but I don't think that this Emperor in reverse is going to scare you. Not much scares a Taurus. Look, Taurus has been through decades of trying to get through the mud, all kinds of towers and stuff falling around us, right? And not a whole lot scares you, but I feel like you're finally in this new vibration, and somebody is coming back. It's always the test. See if, universe tests you and says, oh, are you still going to the old vibration? Because it's available if you want it, and it's not a good or a bad thing. It is what it is. If you want it, you can have it, but if you don't want it, you can move forward. So I feel like whatever this person did to you, I feel like you're no longer suffering in silence, because you're already at the edge of the cycle, right? You're about to change everything. We've got the 10 of Swords in the reverse. So you still might be harboring some feeling some type of way about this person, right? The situation. I feel like you haven't completely and totally you haven't released it yet, that maybe you're still feeling some feelings about the things that they said or the things that they did, whatever the situation was with the Emperor in the reverse. And the 10 of Swords is telling me that you're still harboring it, that you're having a hard time letting it go. You haven't quite let it go, but you're sure going to be real honest about it. We've got the 4 of Wands. You may have lived with this person possibly, or you may have considered them to be a soulmate. Maybe they're connected to you through a soul connection. And those are the hardest ones to get rid of, right? Those are the hardest ones to let go, because they keep bouncing back. Why? Because we keep thinking about them, right? So we have the 5 of Pentacles. So this is the final cut. I want to say with the Ace of Swords, I feel like this person comes forward to try and drag you back into the old vibration, but I feel like the Ace of Swords is like you wielding the sword. The final cut is you're out. I'm sorry. No, thank you. You're out in the cold here. So I feel like the suffering and silence is happening no more. I feel like you pick up this Ace of Swords and say, you know what you did to me? How dare you come in to try and get into my new vibration? Do you know what you did to me? I feel like you're going to get a chance to say something to somebody. It feels like that, and you definitely will say it. And I feel, though, that the way you're going to speak to this person is going to depend on your level of understanding of the situation after you've gone through this tough cycle and gotten some clarity, because that's really what the Ace of Swords is about. I feel like you might have a life contract with this person, but it doesn't mean you have to be with them, right? We have life contracts with many, many people, and it doesn't mean you have to be with them, be their friend, be in their family. It doesn't really mean any of that. The 4 of Wands, I feel that that you're trying to make sense of it or get some stability out of it. And I feel like you're just going to give somebody a piece of your mind for us, the Ace of Swords and the 4 of Wands. You're going to give somebody a piece of your mind, and that is what's going to help you to put this 10 of Swords in the upright here. Tell me what this is. Now you've got this Hanged Man energy with this good luck, this new cycle, and you've got this perspective. It feels like you're in a pause, and I feel like you're very balanced. I want to say that this is closer to the end of the week. This feels like it might be weekend energy, and this feels like it's closer to the end of the week. So I feel like you could have a Pisces placement for sure, but I feel like this energy is telling me that you are sort of, I want to say that you are finding your perspective of what it looks like for you to have good luck or be in a new cycle. Because we do have 9 and 10, right? We have 6, 9, 10. So we have you like gaining ground here. Tell me about the Hanged Man. We've got the 8 of Pentacles, we've got the Strength card, and we've got the 10 of Pentacles. So the 8 of Pentacles, it feels as though you've done a lot of work on yourself, I want to say, while you've been in this energy of the Hanged Man, taking a pause and trying to get perspective about what went on back there, it feels like you've gained a lot of courage. And I think it's this person showing up. They may be somebody that you never wanted to see again, but they did you a favor. They taught you how to wield the sword and speak up and no longer suffer in silence. They had a position in your life that was supposed to teach you a lesson that was part of your wisdom. So I think that the people, even though they aggravate us or they cause us harm or they cause terrible things to happen in our life, those are also lessons, things that we no longer want. We no longer want to deal with this Yahoo, right? This Yahoo. We no longer want to deal with them. And I feel like the Ace of Swords tells me that you're able to finally say that. So the Eight of Pentacles tells me you're practicing self-care. You're practicing self-mastery. And you're gaining strength, I want to say. And so now that you have wielded the sword and told this person what is up, I feel like the Strength card is telling me now you realize that you will just keep that sword on your hip in the sheath, and you don't necessarily have to wield that sword. That now this person knows exactly what your strength is all about, and that you could have said or done much worse. 10 of Pentacles is here. I feel like the luck for some of you is financial too. It does feel like while you're in this pause that I feel like the 10 of Pentacles is also a perspective. So understand it from a point of view of somebody who's grown up in poverty and now is living in upper middle class. That is the 10 of Pentacles to them. Somebody who grew up in upper middle class and is now living in a mansion, that would be 10 of Pentacles to them if we're looking in terms of financial things, right? Financial abundance. But I feel like this financial abundance, it could be financial for some of you, but I also feel it's the abundance that is given to you by showing your strength and not allowing people to rock the boat with you. Because we have 8 and 2, 8 and 10, and in between the 8 and the 10 is the 2. I'm always looking for, I don't always read across the lines. I read between the lines a little bit. And so I feel like the 2 of Pentacles is like now you have some stability. Now you know who you are. Now you know what you want. And now everything looks like good luck because you're out of some sort of really hard cycle. I feel like this was all to teach you some sort of a lesson to put in your book of wisdom, right? We do have the Hierophant carrying the wisdom here. This is the Hierophant energy. And it feels like maybe over the weekend, next weekend, that you're like, yeah, something did quickly change. I did learn a lesson. Now I can put that in my book or my journal, and I never have to deal with that situation again. Or if it comes up again, then I can deal with it then. We have the 5 of Cups and the 5 of Swords. So I feel like part of the wisdom that you're getting here is that the intrusive thoughts and the regrets are not necessary because things always change. Wait a minute. Things will change, right? The weather is like that sometimes. Right? Wait a minute. Things will change. Tell me what else I need to know for Taurus, please. We've got the 4 of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like holding back or waiting. I feel like that's the message here. Holding back or waiting here with the 4 of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. Maybe it's time for you to now, the wisdom that you have in that book that you're carrying around there. I feel like part of your wisdom as the Hierophant is that when you hold back and just give a little at a time, then you can wait to see how that is. And then that's when you make your decision about how much more you want to give. So I feel like it's an opportunity for you to make a decision. When you do hold back and you don't react, but you respond, it gives you an opportunity to make a decision rather than doing something right away that you will regret. And just wait, things will change. I think that's what the message is today. Look at that. I can't write that. That's change. That's what that is. The Wheel of Fortune is all about the turning point in your life, Taurus. You've got a new perspective from whatever went on back here. I feel like you're closing some sort of major cycle here, and you are moving forward with the Wheel of Fortune. It is divine timing here. It is destiny, and it's time for you to now move forward in a fortunate way because you now have this particular lesson. It is time for you to move forward here into your destiny. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's a good reading for you. Taurus, I'm going to go for now, but I'll be back. Of course, I'm always back, right? Love you guys. I'm gone for now. Take care. Bye-bye.